Let's look at cell references. Please make sure that you open up the file called cell references from the resources section, and with that file open, let's get started. So let's say, for instance, we have our master monthly budget and we need to populate our master monthly budget. Now if we look at the bottom, we get a sheet here for our January budget, we got a sheet here for our February budget, as well as a sheet here for our March budget. Now what we need to do is we need to populate our master budget with the totals for January, the totals for February, as well as the totals for March. Now normally what we could do is we could go into the Jan tab, we could highlight the selected area, press Ctrl C on the keyboard, go to our main budget and press Ctrl V, and that should take care of the information. But imagine now for a moment, like with the find and replace, you got a large file, and to copy and paste the whole time is simply just not going to work. So let's go Ctrl Z. A better way of populating this will be to use cell references. Now let's look at that. Let's select cell B5 and let's hit the equal sign. Now the equal sign in this instant is actually an assignment operator. It's not an equals, it's an assignment operator. And with this assignment operator, we are telling Excel, we are going to perform a formula, or Excel, we are going to do some calculations. In this case, we are going to do some referencing. So now with the assignment operator typed in, go to your January tab, your sheet, and then select on cell B5. Can you see it? B5 is now selected. Let's look at our formula bar, equals Jan 2020 in quote, single quotes, and that is just our sheet name, and then an exclamation mark, and then the cell is B5. We press enter, look what happens. Let's go back into that cell now, and there's our formula again. With the cell selected, you will see there's a little green square at the bottom. If I hover over it with my mouse, you will see there that I'll get a little black X. If I left click and hold and I drag it all the way down, can you see now that it populates everything for us? And note that as it is set to accounting, and this is what I love about accounting, if the value is 0, then it adds this little dash. Let's look at the values. 1,200, 12, 550, 550, 750 and 350. Yes, and then a 150, and there we go. Let's do the same now for February. Equals, go to the February tab, sheet, select B5, hit enter. Let's select D5, assignment operator, go to our March 2020 sheet, select B5, hit enter, and there you can see that all have populated. Now let's select C5 and D5, and there where we have the little green square, hover over it with the mouse, get the little black cross, drag it all the way down, and can you see there that it changes the information? Let's go back to March and let's change this rent from 5,500 and let's change it maybe to 1,500. Press enter, and then if we go back to our main budget, can you see there that the value has changed? Let's illustrate that again. Let's go to Jan, and for our water and electricity, let's make this 10,000 or 100,000. Go back to our main budget. Can you see there it's got a little hashtags? So all that we need to do to fix that, between column B and column C, move your mouse. Can you see the little black arrow pointed to both ways? If I now double click, can you see that it shows that value of 100,000 for us? Let's go back. Let's just go Ctrl Z to undo it. Go back to January, and let's just change this back to 1,150. Go back into our main budget, and can you see there that it has now changed the value for us? And that is cell references. And I'm sure you see the value of cell references, especially when you've got large sets of information and you need to populate something. Now in addition to that, let me open up a new workbook, okay, and I'm just going to type in this value. This is another workbook. Great. And now let's go back into our cell references. Let's go to cell A15 and we go equals for the assignment operator. Then let's go down to our taskbar, hover over to the Excel, and can you see there that we got book 3? Let's select book 3 and let's select on cell A1. Can you now see that it changes the assignment operator, and then in square brackets we have the book's name. Now remember, if I save this to monthly budget 2019, then it will state there monthly budget 2019. It gives us the sheet name, and then we got a little exclamation mark and then $A $1, which is just the cell A1. And if I press enter there again, can you now see that from a different workbook we get this information as well? Let's go back to that book 3 now. Well, let's rather click on cell A15, and in regards to this $A $1, we'll talk about absolute and relative referencing in the next lesson.